Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Away Days with me, Dino. Hope you're all doing well and everything. Hope everyone's good. I hope your team's done well this weekend, whether it's in the NFL or whether it's in football, whichever football team you support. This is another edition of my 2 cents involving the two teams that I support. Quite a lot of few good talking points to talk about in regards to both Atlanta Falcons and Arsenal's games respectively over the course of the weekend. Well, both played yesterday. So I thought I'd start off quickly with the Falcons. First and foremost, yeah, if you're listening to this on Podbean, you're on Podbean. If you're watching, you're on YouTube channel. So hello. As you can see, I'm not in my normal location, which is the normal place that you normally see me. I'm currently away on a break in the great state of Tennessee in the United States. So yeah, I'm just here for a week just to clear my thoughts on many things. But anyway, start with the Falcons. Played the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champions. We came up short in the game. For those that watched it, it was a very very hard pill to swallow in regards to the game, but we pushed the champions, defending champions, to the limit yesterday. Started off brightly, got the ball first, opening drive, got a touchdown, came out aggressive, which was great. As the game went on, Kansas City came back into the game, and they kind of started taking a bit more control of it, and then there was a bit of controversy, if you can say so, at the end, mainly with the play calling and mainly with one refereeing decision, which was just, well, blatantly missed. Let's just call it how it is. The game finished 22-17 in favour of the Kansas City Chiefs. What can I say about this game? It's again, like I just said, it's a very hard pill to swallow. Started off brightly, done very well. The boys came out very very well in the games. Like I said, opening drive, got a touchdown, very very well. Mahomes got picked off in the game, so they didn't have it all their own way. It was a very very good performance from the boys. They done well. It's just at the end, it's just very very frustrating at the end with the play calls that came. It just very very hard, very very frustrating. But we as Falcon fans, we know what's what. At times with what to expect from the team, and and sometimes it is a bit of a shame sometimes. But I would say that there is promise. The team, defensively, we done well again. We held them out, held them off to field goals as well. They got touchdowns, but we seem to be improving with every game. That's one thing I'm noticing. It's just sometimes those little decisions that we make. The coaching decision at the end was a bad one. The foot on 4th and inches, you run it to the outside. I looked at it prior to the play before. We don't want to get down the other end of the field, and I thought, okay, let's just get to a 2-minute warning. Let's do what we got to do. Let them kill a couple of timeouts, which they did. But it's when we got inside the red zone and it just went wrong. Like, I personally looked at it and thought the play should have been the other way around. Like the play which was played in the 4th down, the 4th and inches, should have been played in the third down, and vice versa. But then there's other options we could have done. I think that they were definitely expecting us to run. We could have done a play action pass. We could have run onto the other side. It's very frustrating to see us run down the middle, especially when run down the middle wasn't really working too much into the game. And when you look at the stats, which I'll read in a minute, of our running play, we didn't really get too much on the ground. We did hurt them in the air though, so there were times in the air where we got them, especially with carpets in the second quarter. catching a deep 50, he got a 50-yard gain, sorry, and that set up Bijan to get through from a yard out, which gave us the lead again in the second quarter. Um, we was really, we like I said, we pushed them right to the limit, and even I saw something that Patrick Mahomes said, and he came along the lines of saying, there's a great football team there. Um, they've got some new additions. We have got some new additions in there, and with every game that goes, it will get better. I believe so. We're capable. I think we showed in that game that we're capable of actually dealing with some of the best teams in the league, and you can't get any better than Kansas City, and they're unbeaten. So we pushed them, and I think we can learn from this. I think we can take it into the rest of the season. I think there's plenty of positives. Obviously, the coaching calls at the end was a bit of a downer, but we're more than capable of getting to where we want to be. I think we're more than capable of getting to the playoffs. No one's really in the league is really setting the world alight with their performances. And yesterday, if you've seen the other results from yesterday's games, you can see that nothing's set in stone. There was a lot of upsets yesterday. In some of the games, I mean, Tampa Bay losing, I didn't see that one happening at all. But with us, like I said, we can learn from it. A bit of pill to swallow, a very very hard pill to swallow. Coach didn't want to say too much about the pass interference. I don't really want to say too much about that pass interference that was in the zone because, the more I go on about it, the more I'm gonna just get aggravated with it because you can't get as clear as that. I mean, I'm not, I've seen them given in so many games, and this is the one time I've never seen stuff like that given. If your defensive back is not even looking to see where the ball is, and the ball is nowhere near the wide receiver's vicinity of catching, what are we doing? It's very aggravating. That's very very aggravating. The more you look at it, the more aggravated you get. But you can't change it. It is what it is. Like I said, Coach Raheem came out and said that he likes his money, and I think he obviously means that if he says something about the coaches, he could get a fine. But sometimes you just got to say what you see, and in this case, I'm not going to say we got screwed, but I would happily just come and say I think when it comes to officiating, I'm probably going to say the same thing in regards to my 2 cents with Arsenal. If you tune into that, consistency with officiating in all sports needs to be consistent. You can't just keep giving certain things here and not certain things here. And that's what's happened in this game. Many people look at it and say, well, it's the Chiefs, they're going to get away with it, but I don't see it that way. I just see it as bad officiating. Use your common sense, and just look at the replay. You look at the replay, you just see it again. Like I said, the more and more you look at it, the more aggravating it is. But no, anyway, but we move, yeah. Again, hard pill, but there are positives. Drake London was a threat. Carpets was a threat. At times, the Chiefs defense couldn't really do much. We came out aggressive in the first quarter and the start of the game, which I loved. Really, really was good. It set the pace of the game, which was really good to see. It was good to see us actually get an opening drive on a touchdown. That was really good to see. Bijan had a good, he done well. The offensive line was doing good, but there's been a couple of injuries, I think. So hopefully not too serious in that regard. But it's it's just one of them things. It's niggling things which you just look at and you think, if only the team did this and they did that, and if we did certain things different, I probably would be speaking different today and saying what a win it was against the defending champions. But unfortunately, it's not. However, like I said, we pushed them, and they didn't have it. A lot of us, I think, in the week was all thinking that the Chiefs were going to come into town and have it their own way, and they did not have it. By all means, they didn't, and that's one thing I can say. Atlanta didn't allow them to come in to just roll down and dominate. We actually had good parts of the game. They had more of the ball, but we we pushed them, and that's something which I like. Um, Go into the numbers. Let me just bring up the numbers of the game. So Kirk Cousins threw 20 for he had 20 threw 29 times and had 20 completions for 230 yards with one touchdown and one pick. On the ground, Tyler Algier 7 carries for 32 yards. Bijan Robinson 16 carries for 31 yards. Ray had one for 20 yards. Kirk Cousins had one where he was one minus one. Sorry. Like I said, on the ground we wasn't really that effective, too tough, but it was more in the air that we gave him a bit more of a problem. Drake London six catches for 67 yards. Darnell Mooney 8 catches for 66. Kyle Pitts 2 for 59. One of them was that 50-yard catch. Bijan had 2 for 21, and Ray Cloud had 2 for 17 yards respectively. Kirk Cousins fumbled twice. And we had one pick with Justin Simmons in the second quarter, I believe. So we didn't get a sack. There was no sacks, but we did do enough to pressure in the game. Koo had one field goal, 54 yards as well. So, we in most games that would it would have probably been enough to actually win a game, 8 or 9 times out of 10. But like I said, if you don't get certain things done, you're going to get punished. And unfortunately, in the last couple of plays in the drive, where we had a chance to win the game, we called it wrong. We could have even done a thing. We could have even done it where we could have gone for the field goal in our last drive, and we held them well on the defense. Then we went out there. We could have actually won it with 2 field goals. But it's not to be. So it is what it is, guys. We've got to learn from it. There are positives. It's just them annoying things that you see in the game of Falcons. But like I said, we as Falcon fans, I think we've probably seen everything. But we move on. We move to week 4, which is another very spicy one. This is probably even more spicy because it's a divisional rival game, and it is against that lot in Louisiana. I always love when these games come up, but there's always just one. But there's one person in particular I don't like seeing when we played New Orleans, and that's Mr. Hill. I don't think he's going to be playing, but we'll see. That's the one person I just don't like seeing play against us because he always gets something and it's annoying. But even with New Orleans, they yesterday they themselves they lost. The Philadelphia Eagles actually kept their score down. Offensively they were a bit up and down. They managed to stuff them where they've scored how many points already this season, but Philadelphia went there and they got a result. Are we capable of getting a result against the Saints? Of course we are. I think we're more than capable of beating them, and it's always great beating them. So we have to just go into that game and see what we can do. It'd be good to get the win, so we can get to 2-2. I think that'd be great, and it'll knock them down to the same as us. Also helps the fact that Tampa Bay also lost as well, unexpectedly. I didn't see their, like I said, I didn't see their. I don't think anyone saw their loss against the Denver Broncos, I believe. And even the same with the Panthers. The Panthers went to Vegas and they had a dominating win as well, which I didn't expect. No one would have seen that as well. So they're on a bit of a high. So momentum is going to be a big key in the NFC South this weekend coming. Hopefully we can pick ourselves up. We need to pick ourselves up. It is a big divisional rivalry game. It is our arch rivals, our bitter rivals. So we need to go up into this game. If we go into this game with the same aggression that we did at the start of yesterday's game, then I think we'll win. We have to just respond to this game after yesterday. So let's rise up. Let's keep going. Hope the boys have a good week in practice. Hope we as fans are getting ourselves prepared for next week. I'm hoping to be there. I'm gonna try and get down there. I am in Tennessee at the moment, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I I can get down there and see some of my fellow Falcon fans. Haven't got my Union Jack flag with me on this trip, unfortunately, but I will be around if I can be. I'll do my best. And here's to the Falcons. Here we go. Let's get the let's rise up. Let's rise up. But guys, that's me. For another edition of my 2 cents with the Atlanta Falcons. It was the Kansas City Chiefs 22, Atlanta Falcons 17 in week 4. Week 5 next week. No, week 5 is against New Orleans Saints. See you there. Stay risen. I'll see you on the next one.